Hello, welcome to Book Obsession. I'm Ashley Gunn. Today's book review is going to be on Sophie Love's series called The Inn at Sunset Harbor. Normally I say this at the end, but today for Sophie it's going to be at the front. For any of you guys who would like to visit her website and take a look at her books, go ahead and click at the very first link in my description because unfortunately, since her name is Sophie Love, you're going to get a lot of spam first. Now, if you check Amazon or something like that, she'll come right up, but I just wanted to let you guys know so that you don't have some situations arise. With that being said, let's get on to this review. I came across this series because the first book of her series is free from Amazon if you have a Kindle, and I love checking out new authors. I've never read anything by her before, and so this was a really good opportunity for me to do that, which for all of you authors out there, you know that this works now because that is the reason I picked this up. Alright, so you have this woman, Emily. She's 35 years old. She's been in a relationship with this man for 7 years. And it's their anniversary night. They go to this beautiful restaurant. He pulls out a Tiffany's box. She thinks she's getting married, and it's a bottle of perfume. So at that point, she makes this decision that this relationship is obviously not going anywhere. She doesn't plan on sticking around if it's not, moving in some direction. And so she breaks up with the guy. And then on top of that, afterwards, she realizes how unhappy she is with life and decides she needs a break. That is when we learn about the Inn at Sunset Harbor, because her father owns this basically mansion, and she spent some time there as a child and hasn't been back since her father took off. Her younger sister tragically died, and I don't want to go into that story because truthfully for book one, that is a good portion of it. Personally, I found book one to be like the discovery of the family and the history and everything like that. The love story comes in with the fact that there's a caretaker on the property named Daniel, and you're going to get to know his entire story too, but it turns out that he's not a caretaker there because he is being paid. He's a caretaker there because of something that happened in his childhood that brought him into this kind of weird relationship with the family. And again, just a really great story there. Honestly, Sophie's descriptions of the house was probably my favorite thing, just because you completely fall in love with the environment the same way as Emily does, because that's really what ends up happening is Emily falls in love with the town, the people, the house. I think the house is the biggest thing. And you'll actually, as she spends time in the house, you're going to get to know her father a lot better because her perception of what he was as a child has changed dramatically now that she's an adult, which I think happens with all of us, but that was really sweet. And then you're going to, obviously, her entire family's issues and childhood issues, all of that stuff is going to come to light, which I think is great that this house kind of hid all of her family's secrets. And there was just something magical about that. The ballroom that's described in this, the best way I could describe it is I was envisioning Beauty and the Beast. It was spectacular. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the fact that Sophie wrote Emily so that she wanted to share all of the amazing things that her father had in this house and share this amazing house and experiences with everyone in the town. So she ends up making her home into a B&B. And that is where this title comes from, and that is where this whole series takes place. So the first one is going to be the actual decision to make a B&B, and then you're going to have book 2 and 3, which have already been written. Book 4 is still coming. And lots of stuff is going to happen in this series. I love that all of the books are about Emily. So you're not going to switch different characters through the entire series like a lot of series do. So what I was expecting of book 2 was that it was going to be a completely different person in the town or something like that, and it's not. It's going to stick with Emily. And we're going to go through her experiences of opening up a B&B and some of the issues that are going to happen. Her moving into a new house, and the weather is going to be obviously a lot different. It being an older house, she's going to run into some issues there. There is a man who's trying to buy her property, so he's causing a lot of issues. And then her ex-boyfriend, that guy who strung her along for 7 years, is going to come back. So you're going to have plenty of stuff to keep you interested. I personally would consider this a clean romance, and that is because although there will be some kissing and stuff like that, there's absolutely no description of sex scenes. So for anyone who likes clean romance, I hope that this is clean enough for you. I would assume it would be. Anyways, so if you like this review, go ahead and like it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave that down below. If you want my reviews every Tuesdays and Thursdays, then subscribe. And like I said at the beginning of this review, if you'd like to pick up this book or all of the series, you can do that at her website, which will be the very first link in the description. Thank you all, and I will see you all again soon.